Arjun was a musician, a dreamer with calloused fingers that danced over the strings of his old guitar. He played on the bustling streets of Chennai, his melodies weaving through the air, catching the ears of strangers passing by. Among those strangers was Meera, a doctor in her final year of residency, always rushing between the hospital and home, too busy to notice the world around her. One rainy evening, as the city glowed under dim streetlights, Meera found herself seeking shelter under the awning of a small cafe. The soft strumming of a guitar drifted toward her, drawing her gaze to Arjun, playing under the cafe's porch. His music was melancholic, yet soothing, like a secret longing she had never known she carried. Something about the way he closed his eyes, lost in the world of music, made her heart ache. She found herself lingering, listening, until the rain slowed. As she turned to leave, a sudden gust of wind sent a page from her notebook fluttering onto the wet pavement. Arjun stopped playing, picked it up and handed it to her. Their fingers brushed for the briefest moment. "You love music?" he asked, noticing the scribbled song lyrics on the page. Meera hesitated before nodding. "I used to." "Then why did you stop?" She smiled sadly. Life got in the way. That night, Meera found herself returning to the cafe more often, lingering after her shifts, drawn by Arjun's music. They talked about dreams, his of composing music that the world would remember, hers of healing people, but never finding time for herself. Arjun promised to bring music back into her life, and Meera, for the first time in years, wanted to believe in something beyond her career. One evening, under a sky painted with hues of gold and crimson, Arjun played a song he had written just for her. The lyrics spoke of late-night conversations, stolen glances, and the way her eyes held storms and sunshine all at once. Meera listened, her heart pounding, realizing that she had fallen for him. Their love was slow, like a melody unfolding note by note. It wasn't perfect. Meera feared risking her career for something uncertain, and Arjun struggled with the unpredictability of his own path. But love, like music, had a way of mending broken things. One day, as Meera stood in the hospital corridor, exhausted after a long shift, she heard a familiar tune echoing through the halls. She turned, stunned to see Arjun standing there with his guitar. "I know you're busy," he said with a grin, "but you once told me that life got in the way of music. Maybe we can change that?" Tears welled in her eyes as she laughed, shaking her head at his ridiculousness. But as he strummed the first chord, she closed her eyes and let the music pull her in, realizing that love, like a song, was meant to be felt, not just heard. And so, against the odds, they wrote their own melody, one that neither time nor distance could ever erase.